Hello, welcome to the Opinionistics. I'm your host, John Malone. In this episode, no co-host, because reasons, as always. Introducing, from Colorado, United States of America, Tricia Copeland. Hello.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you absolutely did. It's quite rare for people to get that right. You're one of the fortunate few.
Well, you just did say it 30 seconds ago, so that helps.
Yes, but even then. But anyway, good. At least you're on the right track, thankfully. You're very good.
Yeah, thanks. Welcome, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, what is it that you do for a living?
My day job, I am a patent agent, so I help clients file patent applications. So that is a lot of technical writing, but my evening gig is that I'm a fiction author. So I write young adult fantasy, romance, and some dystopian too.
Wow, very nice. And how are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, I love it. I love writing in all forms. I wouldn't have told you when I was 2020, maybe I would love writing it all, but I've developed that, I guess, passion and yeah, just love getting words on a page.
Fabulous. So, what would have inspired you to become an author?
My experience with anorexia sort of, I guess, catapulted me into the author world. I had anorexia as a young adult, and then as I got older, reflecting back on that experience, it's so rare to meet people with eating disorders and much less with anorexia and someone who's, fully recovered and thriving, that I wanted to share my story to help not only people maybe that have loved ones with that challenge understand the disease, but also people with the disease to see hope. And when you're in something like that, any type of mental illness and maybe a physical illness as well, a lot of times you don't see the hope and you can't see that there will be another side to where you are. So I just wanted to instill that hope and show that recovery is possible. And
Fabulous.
so that was my first series that I wrote about, fictionalized my experience, and it's called the Being Me series. So it follows a female character from her freshman year in college to her senior year in college and shows her story and her experience with overcoming anorexia.
Fantastic. Are there any jobs or opportunities that you haven't done yet that you would like to do someday?
Opportunities. So after that first series, I quickly jumped into the fantasy writing world because that is the genre that I love. So my next, I guess, skill for this year that I want to develop is screenwriting. So I'm excited to get a couple of my books into screenplays and see maybe where that could take me. So I'm excited about that new venture.
Very cool. What was life for you growing up?
It was good. I grew up in the southeastern United States where it's very hot and muggy in a pretty rural community, very small town. I like to say back in the day we were called latchkey kids because we just got off the bus and came home and our parents didn't get home for hours. We just played in the woods mostly. It was a lot of fun in that regard.
Ah, yes, of course. Where do you see yourself 20 years from now?
Wow, 20 years from now, God willing, I am still around on this planet in this form. I think I'd still like to be writing books and entertaining people with my stories. I want to travel too, so that's a goal. I have traveled some, but I haven't seen all the places I want to check off my list. So that would be a goal.
Nice, nice. Where was the furthest you've traveled to from where you're originally from?
I have traveled to Germany. That is the only time I've been away from the North American continent. So I went to Germany in 2001, and that was a really good experience. Other than the fact that it was over 9/11, I loved seeing Germany and experiencing their culture.
Yeah. What is the largest thing you have ever seen?
Largest thing I have ever seen. Wow, like a building would probably be the largest thing I've seen. Been in New York City and have some really big buildings. Probably the largest thing I've seen. Yeah, that's gonna be my answer.
Fair enough. It's a very good answer. Have
And maybe I'm
you?
wrong about that. You can see the moon, and I mean, it doesn't look large but it is maybe a little large.
Yes, but if you measure the moon, yeah, if you measure the moon, it is massive for sure. Have you met anyone famous?
I just briefing talk to anyone famous. I've been 4 feet from Jamie Foxx and Paris Hilton um, in Las Vegas. But other than that, that's probably the most famous person I've been close to. Yeah, I'll just on
Nice.
there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was Paris Hilton's birthday, and we just happened to be at this nightclub, and Jamie Foxx sang a song for her. It was very cool.
And that's nice. If your life was a meal, what kind of meal would it be?
Pizza is my favorite food, so I'm just gonna say it would be some type of pizza. And maybe that's because it's very simple, it's very easy to eat, and you can get vegetables in all your major food groups, most of your major food groups in one slice.
Yes, absolutely. Have you ever thought about going off the grid?
I thought I would be horrible at it. I'm not a camper or outdoors person. I think I could do it if I had to do it, but I don't go camping, so I don't enjoy that sort of thing. But yeah, if I had to do it, I could do it. I run, so I'm in pretty good shape, and I love hiking, and I love being outdoors. I just don't want to stay there overnight for many, many days. But I think I could do it.
Okay, fair enough. You know, I'd say the same. I love going outdoors, but uh, there's some things that I just can't live without for a certain amount of days. So yeah,
Showers, running water, things like that.
yes, that too. If you could get an exotic pet, what kind of companion would you like to have?
Exotic pet. Wow. I like pets that react to me and are like dogs and cats that are interactive. So maybe, I would say a penguin. That would be hard to keep because I don't like being cold, but they're really cute. So I'm gonna say a penguin.
Yes, very nice. What is your favorite season?
Summer is definitely my favorite season. I love waking up early and going for runs in the morning when it's cool, and then, just being able to go outside without 5 layers of clothes.
Yes, me too. Who was the funniest person you've met?
Oh, wow. The funniest person I've met. I know a couple comedians, like not big time comedians, but they're pretty funny people. Yeah. Andrea Ball, she's pretty funny. She's a local comedian. I'll say her. She's funny. She dresses up like a grandma and teaches social media marketing. That's funny. Yeah.
That's interesting. A grandmother that has social media knowledge.
Right. She's not a grandmother herself, but she dresses up like one with great hair and wig and
Ah,
sweater, and yes, she teaches social media for dummies.
ah, okay. That is actually kind of funny. If someone wrote a book about you, what do you think its title would be?
I'm gonna say maybe like she loves to run. I'm gonna say that.
Ah, all right then. What was the strangest dream you've ever had?
Oh, wow, I have a good answer for this one. So when I was young, I would have this dream like multiples of times, and it was always the same. So they would do a mass, somebody, I don't know who it was, unknown entity, would do a mass mailing, and they would tell you that you were going to go to this river and you were going to drown in the river on a certain day. So me and my sister get these letters one day and we go to the river. I don't know why we would go when we were told we were going to die. But anyway, every time in a dream, we go to the river and we sit on the riverbank. And the river is a weird river too, because at the bottom, the water's going one way and the top, the water's going the other way. So I guess that's why the river is so dangerous and you might die in the river. But I always woke up before I died. So that's truly the weirdest dream I've ever had. But I would have it like multiples of times. Like I can remember having it for weeks on end. It was just so annoying. And scary too for a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you spend your last birthday?
Can I even remember 3 months ago? I think I made myself a chocolate cake and I had chocolate cake and wine with my family.
That's nice. If you could host a talk show, who would you have on?
And I love hosting authors. I have had some really big authors come on my show, some A-list published authors. So that has been really cool and really fun. But I would like to have more and more of those authors.
Fair enough. Very nice. Would you rather be teleported 500 years into the future or 500 years into the past?
Ooh, 500 years. So that would put us at around 1500. That's a more known entity than 500 years in the future. But there wasn't much running water. And yeah, I'm going to go with the past because I'm very risk averse. I'll say that.
All right then. Very good. Very nice as well. Would you rather be really hot or really cold?
I'd rather be very
Interesting.
being cold.
Fair enough. But I would take it them being hot, because at least I can choose how warm I want to be. But when it's too hot outside, well, you're screwed. Either way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were going to have a heater if you were too cold. You're colder.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like humidity. Like dry heat is much better.
Yes, I agree. What would you do if you found out you won the lottery?
Big savings account, or maybe invest some of the money for retirement and travel. And probably put more money into marketing my books, definitely.
I can see that. What takes a lot of time to master, but is definitely worth it?
Oh, wow. So many things could take a lot of time to master and would be definitely worth it. I think the most important one for me would be interpersonal communication and connection, like it just being a natural thing. I'm an introverted person, so being extroverted and being comfortable just talking to people in any setting would be a bonus.
Alright then. Would you sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling?
Would I? Or would I rather?
Would you rather sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling?
So, I mean, is there some gravitational pull that's holding me to the wall or the ceiling? I guess I would rather be on the ceiling because then at least I can be in a flat position rather than up and down. I guess you could be in a flat horizontal position on a wall, too. Neither of them sound comfortable. I'm going to go with the ceiling, though.
Yeah, that is true. What is something people are always surprised to learn about you?
Oh, most people are surprised to learn that I'm from the southeastern United States. I lost my accent pretty quickly after moving, so most people don't guess that I'm from that area of the United States.
That does make a lot of sense. How much time do you spend on the internet?
A day? Wow. Well, my work on the internet, like just looking at the internet. Maybe an hour to 2 hours a day. I don't know if that includes email and calendar and all those things, but yeah, I have to use it a lot.
Yes, very true. If you had to get rid of a holiday, which would you get rid of?
Well, that's a tough one. Which would I get rid of? I really like the 4th of July. I might give up Valentine's Day. You can tell people you love them any day of the year. So I might get that one up.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
I think
that.
so.
Yeah, it's like, we get it. It's all about love. But what about other holidays with historical significance?
Right, yeah, I wouldn't want to give up like Memorial Day or Veterans Day or, well, in the U.S., the 4th of July.
Yes.
Thanksgiving is a really good holiday, and Christmas. So, yeah, I'll say Valentine's Day.
Yeah, indeed. What's your favorite ice cream topping?
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip. That's my favorite too.
Love chocolate in any form.
Ah, yes, that too. What always makes you laugh?
Funny sitcoms, like Friends. I mean, there was always something funny in the Friends sitcom. And sometimes just seeing their faces makes me laugh because it reminds me of how fun they are to watch. So, yeah, I'm going to say that.
Fabulous. If you could watch one movie again for the first time, what movie would that be?
This is going to be a cheesy answer, but it would be Twilight. I am such a vampire Twilight fan and I watch it over and over, and I like it every time, but experiencing it for the first time, I think it would be, better again.
Yes, I could certainly see that. What improved your life quality so much you wish you did it sooner?
I'm trying to think back. I think having a regular, like, me time every day, whether it's running or walking or even just sitting and thinking and meditating, would have improved the quality of my life as a younger person. Perhaps.
Yeah, so true. If you had to lose one of your senses, which would you choose to lose?
My sight. Yeah. You can learn Braille and you can listen to things. So I have to say sight.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. If you can get anything you wanted for free from one store for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm going to have to go back to the pizza answer. I would say pizza. Quality pizza, not like from Little Caesars or Pizza Hut. More like an upscale New York pizza.
Oh yeah, it's a traditional family-owned pizzeria.
Yeah.
I agree. What would a world populated by clones of you be like?
Oh, that would be really scary. Everybody would like things very regimented and organized. A bit of a freak when it comes to that sometimes. So, better than I used to be, but people might be annoyed with each other if they don't like follow the norms. It might be kind of boring too. I'm not that adventurous. So, I'm not sure.
There's You're going to sail around the world. But what's the name of your boat?
The swallow. Swallow is my spirit animal because they always come back to roost in their same place. So I'm going to call it the swallow.
That's nice. What was the longest trip you've ever been on?
Longest trip. Well, if you count flying, then it was Germany, and that was for 2 weeks. So that's the longest trip.
Ah, yes. Those were the days. Even though I never lived those days.
Well, I did, like, half of it was a work trip. So it was a work conference for half of it. And that was a week. And then 1 week I took as a vacation.
Ah, I can see that. What should be taught in high school, but they don't?
So they taught in high school, but they don't. My kids can't even write in cursive or read in cursive. So I don't know if it usually teach lower grades than high school, but maybe you don't even need to learn. I mean, a lot of high schools do financial classes, but not every person may take them. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of life skills like balancing your accounts and budgeting and all of those things. Sometimes I think when you're young, you don't think you need them.
Yeah, that is very true. If you could bring back any fashion trend, what would that be?
Oh, wow. When there's a new fashion trend, I always think I don't like it. It always takes me a couple of years, and then what I'm really liking is going on now with those sweatshirts. Sweatshirts are pretty popular. Keep me warm in the winter. I really like, what were those things called that you wore on the bottom of your leg? That keeps me warm during the winter. That's going to be my answer.
Okay, very well then. What was the longest line you have ever waited in?
Line I've ever waited. I think I went with my daughter to a pentatonic.
I could see that. If you were hosting a dinner party and you can invite 5 guests, dead or alive, who would you invite? Hello? Are you there? I can still see you, but I can't hear you. Oh dear. That's unfortunate. Yoo-hoo. Are you still there? Okay. So you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So I don't know what's going on. Well, I still have you on. So in the chat, 5 guests, dead or alive, who would you invite to the dinner party? Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I just reloaded the link. Does that work?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened.
Neither did I. So the question is, you're hosting a dinner party. Which 5 people, dead or alive, would you invite?
Right. So, speaking of 5 different presidents, Obama, Ronald Reagan, John F. Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, and George Washington. Get their
Brilliant.
feedback on the time they were president.
That's pretty cool.
I think it would be neat to see, like, it seems like history repeats itself a lot and challenges resurface. Anyway.
Yeah, very true. And that is all we have for this episode. It's great having you on, Tricia.
Okay.
Talking about... You're welcome. And until next time, stay tuned for more.